The Magic Wand tool allows you to drop out colors in an object within a color range. So let me show you how that works. So first of all, let's go over to File, and we're going to import an object. I'm going to bring up a plant that has not totally been edited. So now you see this plant is on a black background, but I want the plant to be on a transparent background so that I could put it in this image. You could use the Magic Wand for that. So what you do is you go over here, make sure the plant is selected, go to Object, and click on Magic Wand. First thing you'll notice that the tolerance here is set to 6. We're going to show you how this works a little bit later. But all you need to know now is I'm going to take the wand and I'm going to select in this black area. So I've selected on it, and you notice that everything that's black in that area has now turned red. I'm going to click OK so you can see what happened, and as you can see, that black area all disappeared. Now, there are some black areas that I left behind here because they're divided by the stems of this plant. So let's go back into the Magic Wand. And now I'm going to zoom in by pressing F10, and I'm going to select on those black areas, and they will become transparent. So now I've selected on a few of those, I click OK, and as you can see, I'm now able to see through the plant in those areas. Of course, I didn't get them all, but we're not going to show you that here right now, so let's zoom back out. Let's say now I want to remove this pot. I could use the trim tool and just go in and cut it out, but I want to show you how to do it with the Magic Wand. So now let's bring up the Magic Wand again. Let's zoom in, and you notice I want to remove this pot here. My tolerance right now is set to 6%, meaning it's going to take 6% of the color that's in here and use that as a range to drop out the color. So I'm going to click anywhere on this red pot, and you notice that it actually leaked and went up here into the plants. I'm going to undo that and select over here. So there was some black in that range, and it leaked even farther, and it removed a lot more of the plant than I wanted to. So what you need to understand is that the tolerance is too high. You can undo anything that you've done. You see that it's leaked up here. I want to undo that. I click undo. It brings it back to the way it was. So I'm going to lower the tolerance down to say 4. And now I'll click in the red area, and you can see it's dropped out most of the pot, left a little bit behind here. And I could go in. Again, I dropped out too much here. I want to just pick the red that's back in here of the pot. So now I've dropped out more of the colors I want. I click OK, and as you can see, I've dropped out the pot. Now, to go in and clean up any stuff that's left behind here, you can always use the eraser tool, zoom in, and clean that up. So now that I've shown you some simple editing with the Magic Wand tool, let's take a real case scenario where we've gone out to a nursery, we've taken a picture of a plant that we want to add into our library, and now we want to cut it out. So again, you bring up the object onto the screen, you go up to Object, click on Magic Wand. Our tolerance right now is set to 4, so I'm going to leave it there for now. I'm going to change my background color to, say, a dark blue, and now I'm going to click here in the sky to remove the sky. And as you can see, it's gone in and it's taken out a good portion of the sky, but it's not taking out all of the sky because it's not all one color, or 4% of the colors. So I'm going to select in the sky here. It's, again, selected a pretty good selection of it. And now I'm going to select down here in the dirt. And as you can see, when I get down here in the dirt, 4% doesn't really cut it because it's not really selecting a lot. So I'm going to change the tolerance to 10. And now select in the dirt area, and as you can see, it's selected a wider range. Now, what I can tell you right now it's not going to do is select these plants in here, because the green of these trees in the background are very close to this plant here, so you're taking a big risk if you select on one of these of it leaking off and going into the plant, like it did there. So we'll click undo. So now that's about all I think I could do with the Magic Wand, and maybe I could get some of the blue sky out of the plant up here a little bit better, which I did. So now I'm going to click OK to return back so I can see what I've dropped out. Then what I would do is I would use the crop tool to finish this off, or the eraser tool. So I'll go up here to erase, I'm going to use crop, I'm going to select just this plant here. I screwed up. Let's undo that. Let's go to crop again and select just this plant here. Click again, and now it's cropped out all those other plants that I don't want, and then I would go in with the eraser tool and finish this off. Now once you get the plant edited to your satisfaction, you'll want to save it on your hard drive so that you can use it again and not have to go through this. To save an object or the plant, you go over here to File and you click on Export Object. This way you're going to be able to save it with a transparent background. Just going File Save would save it on the white background, which is not what you want. Navigate to the folder where you want to save the plant, give it a name, and simply click Save. Now that plant has been saved on my hard drive. Let's put it in a picture. So now I brought up a picture. I want to place the plant in here. I'll go to File, Import Object. You'll see there's many other pictures in here, but I saved this plant as an LOB. Now keep in mind, I didn't say this earlier, but an LOB is a proprietary format that only Greenscapes can read, but it saves the plants with a transparent background. So I'm going to select this tree I just saved as an LOB, and as you can see, it has a transparent background with everything knocked out of it. So I can move this plant on the screen. I could now size it down and place it anywhere I want.